Good morning, John Q. This is the United States of Amnesia, broadcasting today as every day from somewhere between memory and forgetfulness. Today's headline: White is the new black. Sure it is. And Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Give me a break. White America is not becoming black. White America is becoming frightened. And frightened people are dangerous, especially when they suffer from historical amnesia. Because if this country remembered anything at all honestly, nobody would dare compare modern white anxiety to black history in America. Black men could fight the Kaiser overseas and still be murdered for returning home in uniform in Mississippi. That happened here. Not in some distant dictatorship, not in a history book from another civilization. Here, in the good old US of A. Men fought for the flag overseas and were lynched beneath it at home because white America could tolerate black sacrifice, but not black pride. And now the melting pot is finally beginning to work. The faces are changing. The schools are changing. The Congress they assumed would belong to them forever is changing, and suddenly maps are being redrawn across the South like surgeons carving flesh. Districts twisted, black communities split apart, representation diluted until millions of voices disappear before they ever reach Washington. And then they call it election integrity. America always renames its sins before repeating them. Jim Crow became states' rights, segregation became local control, suppression became security. Because beneath all the speeches sits the oldest fear in American history. What happens when whiteness no longer guarantees power? And when fear grows strong enough, nations begin reaching backward toward old poisons. Today they speak openly about immigrants poisoning the blood. They whisper about demographic replacement. They talk about preserving real America as though citizenship belongs to bloodlines instead of ideals. And history teaches us something terrifying. Once a nation begins talking about blood purity, the distance between rhetoric and policy becomes very short. America has already flirted with eugenics once before. The country sterilized the poor, sterilized black women, sterilized the disabled, sterilized people declared unfit by politicians and doctors who called prejudice science. That happened here too. So no, don't tell me white is the new black. White America is not experiencing blackness. It is experiencing uncertainty. And uncertainty feels unbearable to people raised believing the future belonged exclusively to them. But the melting pot is working now, whether they like it or not. America is becoming what it is always claimed to be. Many voices, many colors, many people, one nation. And some people are so terrified of sharing that nation, they would rather dismantle democracy itself than surrender permanent control. That's the God's honest truth. This is Good Morning John Q. Truth is virtue, amnesia a sin. Remember.